Okay, here we are in Chicago at Jackson and Lakeshore, the start of Route 66. We got a full tank of gas and we're on our way.
One, two, three, about 4 blocks, maybe 5. It'll be past where we went. Actually, it'll be before Monroe, where we turned before. I don't know if we can make a left on it. So you need to get to the left. Keep going straight.
Okay, we've made it to Del Rio Chicken Basket, a Route 66 institution. We're gonna have dinner here. We're pretty hungry. We've been traveling all day. Okay, we're in Wilmington, Illinois, and this is the famous Launching Pad Diner and the Gemini Giant. We're in Odell, Illinois, and this is a historic gas station here. Got a really old pump. Gas was probably 5 cents a gallon when this opened. And this is the Route 66 right here. This road right here. This is our rental car, by the way, a Hyundai Sonata. Very nice. Okay, today's day 2, and we're at the 66 Hotel and Conference Center in Springfield, Illinois. We're going to head downtown to historic Springfield, home of Lincoln.
That were living in these homes, and all these homes are part of the original neighborhood in 1860. The brick house on the corner is the only home that wasn't here in 1860, but every other house on the street was part of it, and there were people living in there. And then, of course, my favorite piece of trivia, we have Piggly Wiggly's grocery store in the parking lot right here. So you can see Lincoln and grab a six-pack for the road home, but it sort of took away from the feel of the neighborhood and the time period. So in 1972, the National Park Service
how long do they stay here before we see the camp?
I don't know a lot of All right, come on in. This is the formal parlor here. On the back of your tickets, you have a picture of the house that was taken in 1860, but photographs are somewhat pictures of the house. But what we did have was a newspaper interview that took place with Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln, and they had an artist who drew this room and the sitting room that we're going to go to in a minute. And you can see we've tried to stay pretty close to the design that he had put up. Now, as I mentioned, in this house, the wallpaper and the carpenter drapes, the furniture that you see, though, the black furniture you see did belong to the Lincolns. Horsehair was used to make...
This is Frank Lloyd Wright's Dana Thomas house in Springfield. This is the front door here. house is 12,000 square feet, and it's definitely the biggest Frank Lloyd Wright house we've looked at so far. It's finished in 1904. The new state capitol building in Springfield. This is the old State House. Lincoln made his famous House Divided speech from here. And Obama started his campaign here. And back there is Lincoln's law offices on the 3rd floor. Inside the old Capitol building. This is the auditor's office. State Library. This is the House building. Oh.
Yeah, this is where he gave this famous House Divided speech.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is where he lied in state after he was assassinated.
If you folks been to the Presidential Museum, they... Okay, well, just right, you can see it right out. And when you get over there, they would have a replica of it, U.S. Congress.
Right.
Also as a representative.
That's Lincoln's desk there as a state
Yeah,
representative.
he never became a senator.
Looking straight up at the dome. Okay, this is the House chambers, or is it the Senate?
House.
House, yeah, House of Representatives. There it is right there. It says Illinois House of Representatives. And they must be at recess. Quite fancy. This is the Senate chamber. We're gonna go in and have a cozy dog. Okay, we think this is remnants of Route 66, just outside of Springfield. They say it has a distinctive type of concrete. Interstate 55 on the other side. Okay, here's the old alignment of Route 66, and there's the newer alignment, and there's the railroad tracks. Mount Olive now off of Route 66, and this is a monument to Mary Mother Jones, and she's actually buried here along with the miners who died in this riot. This is her grave here. They imprisoned her when she was what, 80 something? 83. And she's buried next to these miners who died in the Verdun massacre in 1898. I assume this is her grave here. Soulsby service station operated from 1926 to 1991. This is the old Chain of Rocks Bridge. You can see the historic Route 66 sign there. It's a mile long and it's got a bend in the middle. And it crosses the Mississippi River here near, we're not far from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to walk on a little bit, check it out. It's now only open to bikes and pedestrians. Hey, this is our bed and breakfast in St. Charles, Missouri. It's the Rains Victorian Inn. Built in 1904. And what's the name of our room?
The Lady Edith.
Lady Edith Suite. This is our room here. Nice fancy jacuzzi tub. And I think we're ready to go get some dinner pretty soon. It's been a good day. Okay, day 3 I think, and we're in St. Louis. Here's the Gateway Arch. And here's the Mississippi River. Nice bridge over here. Well, we got here about 10 minutes before it opened, so I guess we're not going to have a frozen custard, but it's a famous place along Route 66, which is this road right here. And we're just outside of St. Louis in the suburb. Okay, this is Ulysses S. Grant's house near St. Louis, kind of a suburb of St. Louis. We're going to take a tour of it.
We're gonna go in a minute.
That's his old barn down there.
Good picture.
This is the back of Grant's house. A couple outbuildings here. This is the ice house. They kept the perishable food. Actually, this is light rain. It's let up a bit. But we're at Merrimack Caverns. We're not going to go in, but we decided to see what it was like. This is where Jesse James hid out at one point.
Still be hiding out there. It's 108 now.
Hey, we're on 66 here, following I-44, and this is the way the weather's been most of the day. Thunder and lightning and rain. Okay, we're heading over the Iron Bridge over Devil's Elbow, which goes over the Big Piney River. And this was they call it a black spot for accidents on the old Route 66. You can pan down the river down there. A muddy river. Pretty scenic on the left too. Look at the hills over there. I mean the cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
Said this was one of the last sections to be bypassed by Interstate 44 here in Missouri. That's good.
You can sort of get close to them and they run like hell.
Okay, here we are at the Munger Moss Motel. This is where we're staying. That's Route 66. Right across the street, we got a little bowling alley. And this is our motel. It's actually quite nice. They got a pool. But this is one of the famous motels on Route 66. So this is our room. It's the Route 66 memorabilia room in the Munger Moss Motel in Lebanon, Missouri. A little different than our bed and breakfast last night, but
Not bad.
it's in the motif of Route 66. And so day 3 is done. All right, we're in Springfield, Missouri. We're at the square. And this is a spot right here, a plaque, which probably can't read, but it says where James Butler Wild Bill Hickok stood when he shot Dave Tutt July 21st, 1865 over a gambling debt. Tutt fell 75 yards to the northwest. It's got a little map of where he fell. Anyway, this is the square in Springfield, Missouri. Kind of dead on a Saturday morning.
It's all boarded up.
All boarded up too. This is the historic Landers Theater in beautiful downtown Springfield, Missouri. You're not really impressed with the downtown area here. We're in Wilson's Creek National Battlefield. That's the Ray House. And that's the Ray Spring House, way down there. And this is, we think, Bloody Hill, where the most intense fighting happened. This is one of the first battles in Missouri of the Civil War. It's here in Wilson's Creek.
Not necessarily for
And if you go to St. Louis, where Grant's Farm is today, go across to
a lot of clothing was made out of old feed sacks or flour sacks, that kind of thing. Women would wash it, bleach it, and a lot of children's clothing were made out of that. A lot of underdrawers were made out of flour sacks.
We're on the Bloody Hill in Wilson's Creek National Battlefield, and we think this is a sinkhole where they hastily buried about 30 Confederate soldiers who died here. Carthage, Missouri, and this is the Jasper County Courthouse. This is the old Route 66 there. There's the screen. There's the box office. Here we're in George Washington Carver National Monument, just south of Joplin, Missouri. And this is, we're on a trail here about 3/4 of a mile long. This is where he was born into slavery. Okay, we're in Galena, Kansas. We just crossed the border from Joplin. And this is the Licht Museum here. Got some old train engines. And we got a tank over here. This is the famous Marsh Rainbow Arch Bridge in Kansas. There was 3 of them all on Route 66 in Kansas, and this is the only one that's left. They destroyed the other 2. This is old Route 66 here in Kansas.
Fall in the water.
We're now in Baxter Springs, Kansas on Route 66. And there's a nice mural of a cattle drive through Kansas. And this is Murphy's Restaurant. Since 1941, it's built in an old bank building. Okay, we've driven about 50 miles off of Route 66 to Bartlesville, Oklahoma, just to see this building. It's called the Price Tower, and it was built in the late 50s, and it's the only skyscraper that Frank Lloyd Wright designed that was ever built. Okay, we're in Claremore, Oklahoma, and this is the Will Rogers Hotel. It's no longer the Will Rogers Hotel, but it's the building that it was in. It's Claremore. The Will Rogers Memorial in Claremore, Oklahoma. Okay, we're in Catoosa, Oklahoma, and this is the famous roadside attraction on Route 66 called the Blue Whale. Some guy just built it as kind of an amusement thing for his kids, I think. This pond. I think they recently renovated it, maybe in the last 5 years or something. Here's the pond. Here's the hook. Okay, we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this is the Richard Lloyd Jones Jr. house. It's a textile block house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, of course. It's a nice neighborhood. Today we're in Arcadia, Oklahoma. Placard here. This is the Round Barn. Okay. about 60 feet wide. Okay, we're in Oklahoma City, and this is the Redstone Inn. This is where we're gonna have our digs tonight. This is the Hall of Fame room. This is our room. There's a jacuzzi tub. Okay, we've just left Oklahoma City, and this is the what? Old Lake
Overholser Bridge.
Overholser Bridge, famous steel construction bridge just outside Oklahoma City. Oops. And we're going to drive across it, of course. Approaching the Pony Bridge over the South Canadian River near Geary, Oklahoma.
Bridgeport.
Well, or Bridgeport, in between Geary and Bridgeport. And there's 38 of these arches. It's about 3/4 of a mile long. Get it without killing myself. Oh, you know what? We're in Hydra, Oklahoma, and this is Lucille's filling station from the 1920s. We're in Shamrock, Texas now, and that's the famous U-Drop Inn and Tower Theater gas station, or Tower gas station rather. And it's an Art Deco building built in 1936. Hey, this is day 7, and we're here in McLean, Texas. And this town has seen better days, like many of the towns on Route 66. Many abandoned filling stations here. Okay, we're still in McLean, Texas, and this is an old restored Phillips 66 station, and it dates from the 1930s.
We're approaching the infamous Jericho Gap. That's a break in paved 66 that was not bypassed until the late 1930s. It was feared for its car-trapping mud. Most of this old dirt roadbed still exists, but is not passable.
Okay, this is the town of Jericho, Texas. We're on the old dirt portion of Route 66 before it was bypassed. Yeah. The Leaning Tower of Groom, Texas. And no, I'm not ordering a 72-ounce steak. Okay, we're just outside Amarillo, Texas, and this is the Cadillac Ranch. This is the Bent Door Phillips 66 station in Adrian, Texas. There's the sign for Phillips, and it's seen better days also. It just says a lot of things along 66 have. We're still in the Texas Panhandle, and we're not too far now from New Mexico border. And the sign says it all.
Well, I just thought since I was here, I might get a pizza. I'll just order a whole one.
Okay, we're in the town of Glenario, and it straddles the border between Texas and New Mexico. And now it's a ghost town, but it was used in the filming of John Ford's The Grapes of Wrath. Today we've arrived at Tucumcari, New Mexico, and this is the historic Blue Swallow Motel, the oldest continually operated motel on Route 66 since 1939. We even have a garage right here. And the owner said everybody sits outside and drinks beer. So we're going to join them a little later. And this is our room. Good night from Tucumcari, New Mexico. Today is day 8 and we're at Klein's Corners, New Mexico. It's a little rest stop. We're in downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico, right on Route 66. And got a couple murals here. Pueblo Deco. It's the Chemo Theater. It's kind of Art Deco. They call it something else like Pueblo Deco. Ice cream.
Bored out of my mind on Saturday, right? So I'm supposed to stay here or?
And this is the old route here. We're still in Albuquerque. This is the old plaza in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the weather's a whole lot nicer than when we were here last time. It was raining pretty hard last time. We just drove around, didn't even get out.
On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again.
Cruising New Mexico, Route 66.
Making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the places that I've ever been, seeing things that I may never see again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
See where the road stops here. Okay, we're still in New Mexico and we're right at the Continental Divide. We're in Gallup, New Mexico. This is where we're staying, the historic El Rancho Hotel. Here's the hotel right here. Here's the Humphrey Bogart room, Ida Lupino room, Errol Flynn, Paulette Goddard room. Got a little porch out here, leads to the pool. This is downtown Gallup, New Mexico, and this is the famous El Moro Theater. This is day 9 of our trip. We've crossed the border into Arizona. We're in Holbrook, Arizona, and this is their famous old courthouse building, which is now a museum.
Come here, kitty. Hello, how are you? Hello. I know, this is a good kitty, huh? You've been sleeping in something too, yeah. Meow. I know, meow. Drastic steps for you, Miss Arrows.
We're in Winslow, Arizona, and this is the La Posada Hotel. This is one of the Fred Harvey hotels built along the Santa Fe Railroad. This one's been restored.
Standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. It's such a fine sight to see.
This is the famous Twin Arrows rest stop, and it's not open. Twin Arrows have lost their feather. In Walnut Canyon National Monument, which is just a few miles off of Route 66 near Flagstaff, Arizona. We were going to hike down here, but the trail is closed due to a rock slide. So we're just going to do a 3/4 mile rim trail.
Everybody wants your phone.
As far as you can go here. We were all ready to do some heavy duty hiking. Two-room house. We're now in Williams, Arizona on Route 66. And this was the last stretch of 66 to be decommissioned.
Million gift stores and 66 stuff. Go down a few more blocks.
Glen Daniels Rocks and Candies. 120, yeah, it goes the other way. There's an old station right here, look at this.
Yeah, with the old Collar
How far?
Hotel.
We're in Seligman, Arizona on Route 66. And we're heading toward Kingman.
You can drive a mile a minute. But there is no future in it. Permashave. Lou asked the question, do they even make permashave?
I don't know. We're in Valentine, Arizona, and this is the old school for Native American children built in 1900. It was closed in 1951. And there's Route 66. We're heading toward Kingman, Arizona. Hackberry, Arizona. And this is the Hackberry General Store. This is the kind of car I wish we were driving Route 66 on, but unfortunately we weren't. Gas is 15.9 here. meditation garden. The old music hall. Big mistake many make, rely on horn instead of brake. Burma shave. People come from all over the world here. We're entering Kingman, Arizona. Andy Devine Avenue. He was born here. We're getting ready to travel the notorious Gold Hill Grade over the Black Mountains toward Oatman, Arizona, over the other side of these mountains. Okay, we're climbing the Black Mountains now toward Oatman. We're probably about halfway up. Back there is Kingman in the valley. And this is Old Route 66. We made it to the top, and this is looking west out toward Nevada, California. And this is looking back east toward Kingman, Arizona. Here's the road we came up. Hello. Okay, we've arrived at Oatman. There's a little kitty cat on the garden door there. There's the famous Oatman Hotel.
Oh, there's one down there.
It's not even a one-horse town, but it's at least a one-borough town. And a couple dogs and cats.
3 burrows, 4 burrows. Okay, stop a second. Well, the mirror's right in the way. Pretty for me. Look at me, pretty. Put your ears up. Good boy. What a good boy. All right, go slow there. take this whole herd here. Hey.
Okay, we're coming into Laughlin. We made a little side trip. You go left here or straight?
Straight.
Little side trip into Nevada. We're in Bullhead City now, and across the river, Colorado River, is Laughlin. All right, we're back in our home state. This was a former Harvey house in Needles, and they say it's the grandest one of all of them. And they're renovating it, hoping to reopen it, I guess. This is the Kelso Depot, train depot, which is now the visitor center for the Mojave National Preserve. A little bit of oasis in the desert. This is the Kelso Sand Dunes. And they're up to 600 feet high, among the tallest in the country. And zoom in a little bit. We're in Amboy, California. We're back on Route 66 now, and it feels like a furnace here. I'm thinking it's over 100. There's the old route right here. We're in Barstow, California, and this is the Casa de Desierto, and it's a Fred Harvey house, one of the Harvey houses that they built along the railroad, and they've restored this one. It's now a museum. Barstow's on the other side of the tracks over there. Rancho Motel in Barstow, built entirely out of railroad ties. Today is day 11, and we're on Route 66 heading toward Victorville. Just left Barstow. Edwards Air Force Base, about 10 miles to the north of us. This is the old bridge at Oro Grande, California, which crosses the Mojave River, which is dried up right now. This is Cajon Pass going into San Bernardino. Just past the summit. Now we're going down. Off the interstate going down the Cajon Pass, and now we're on the old section 66. still going down into San Bernardino.
That's the other 2 lanes they said.
Yeah, there used to be 4 lanes here, and only 2 lanes are open now. Here's another Wigwam Motel. This one's in San Bernardino, California. This is the site of the very first McDonald's. I think it was 1948. We were in San Bernardino, California. And it took forever to find this place. But we were persistent and we found it. Frank Lloyd Wright's La Miniatureria in Pasadena, California. We made a little side trip. Nice houses here near the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Okay, we made it to Santa Monica, California. 2,726 miles so far. We got a couple more miles to go. Finally made it. This is the end of the road. There's Ocean Boulevard and Santa Monica Boulevard. And here's the plaque, the Will Rogers Highway plaque. Here's the ocean, Santa Monica Pier. Here's us. Hi.
Here, hi.
We made it. We made it. About over 2,700 miles traveled. Here's the beach.